Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very wonderful day and a very blessed evening and an afternoon as well, guys. Well, guys, as you can see today, it is very hot, as in completely hot. This weather is on and off, literally, as in literally on and off. But despite that, I hope you guys are able, we can always exactly adapt. We can always exactly adapt to our situation and also to our situations that we're quietly facing with this weather that's quietly on and off, which can exactly make us sick. Anyway, guys, I'm very grateful for your support in viewing and in watching my episodes. It gratefully means a lot to me. So, God bless you all. On today's episode, we're to speak about a powerful villain known as Lady Shadow, who is a high ranking member of an ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Five, that decides the fate of humanity, that wants to rule and conquer the known universe and the rest of the sacred world and the rest of sacred existence in the process. Let's begin. In Lady Shadow's early life, she was trained by the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders in how to fight in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, tactician, strategist. She became better and very highly skilled with the sword, and also with the shuriken, making her skills very completely dangerous. She became a deadly assassin and a formidable adversary to the Four Nation Hunters. The Shadow Empire Warlords commanders exactly assigned Lady Shadow on a mission to go exactly hunt down the former leader of the Shadow Empire, known as Shadow, who is exactly the former leader. Lady Shadow exactly accepted the mission, and she gladly exactly accepted it and decided to pursue this hunt, to pursue the hunt on hunting down the former leader of the Shadow Empire, known as Shadow. Almost many years, Lady Shadow continued the hunt in hunting down Shadow, chasing down his followers, trying to exactly find where Shadow is hiding. All his followers exactly told Lady Shadow that Shadow was quietly hiding in a destroyed, abandoned planet for many years in an ancient temple. There she exactly met up with Shadow. Together, Shadow and Lady Shadow exactly fought together in hand-to-hand combat when they both realized that they were evenly matched with a skill set, as in evenly matched, completely evenly matched. Shadow was very quietly surprised that Lady Shadow was very highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat and in swordsmanship and in marksmanship, which makes her the very perfect equal which makes her the very perfect equal companion for Shadow himself. During at that time, Lady Shadow and Shadow fell in love together and exactly bore a child who Lady Shadow decided in order to train in martial arts and in hand-to-hand combat and in swordsmanship, where Shadow exactly gave her the name known as Shadow Girl, where Lady Shadow exactly trained her daughter to become the ultimate warrior and deadly powerful assassin throughout the sacred world. During at that time, she became more ruthless and more ambitious than anything else ever existed, and Lady Shadow was very quietly, completely proud of her daughter rising to the occasion. But she discovered that her daughter wasn't quietly in league with her mother and father's goals in controlling and in conquering the rest of the known universe and the rest of the known worlds of the sacred universe and of the sacred world. Shadow Girl exactly decided to defect from the cause and from the Shadow Empire's ruthlessness and cursed and from the Shadow Empire's ruthlessness and dark ways in order for her to find her own path. Lady Shadow was exactly very much quietly and pleased to see her daughter exactly defecting from the organization and from the Shadow Empire. She became to believe that her daughter has a heart of a hero, despite her parentage and her lineage becoming a very bad example to the rest of the galaxy. Shadow told Lady Shadow that it's fine if they exactly had to let their daughter go, known as Shadow Girl, to find her own path, which would exactly clearly one day they would exactly able to fight against her and would exactly able to meet up against her one way or another. And Lady Shadow was very quietly surprised and very quietly intrigued as well. On the 20th of January, Lady Shadow exactly met with the council members of the Shadow Empire, where she exactly told them that her skills had become highly profound and that she trained the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders and the other new recruits and the other new proteges in swordsmanship and in marksmanship and in tactician, meaning that their skills have highly adapted and highly evolved and that they're ready to pick up the pace no matter what exactly. The Shadow Empire Council exactly was very happy and very quietly impressed with Lady Shadow's skills in training the new proteges and the new offspring to become better, more powerful, and invisible, and also indestructible and untouchable assassins to become the elite and the most formidable assassins ever existed within the Shadow Empire. During at that time, Lady Shadow exactly decided to proceed a mission on her own in order to exactly advance her reputation throughout the sacred criminal underworld, which is what she exactly did. She killed off the four Nation Hunter member councils and she assassinated them all one after the other. During at that time, on the 1st of February, when the power vacuum was created with the death of the original Lola Magic, every Shadow Empire warlord and commander were forced to exactly take the throne. Some even made powerful secretive alliances with powerful groups of supervillains known as the Order of the Five, the Order of the Six, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Six, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Six, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Five, the Order of the Six, the Order of the Seven, and also the founders, the Unholy Alliance, and the Sacred Circle as well. They exactly agreed to supply them with more powerful and destructive technology as part of their deal and as part of their new agreement as well, which the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders exactly agreed. During at the time, Lady Shadow exactly took the seat at the council's throne, and until then, one noted night assassin appeared to her, giving her a very powerful proposition, stating to her that the Order of the Five would exactly love your service and also your expertise and talents to the group, which could exactly make you a high ranking member to the organization. And Lady Shadow exactly accepted the invitation to join the new secret society, join the ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Five, that decides the fate of humanity, that wants to rule and conquer the known worlds and the known planets and the known universe and the sacred world and the sacred universe in a process. On the first, on the first, on the 10th of February, Lady Shadow exactly met up with Watermaster, telling him that she's exactly the new member of the Order of the Five, and that the Order of the Five would not exactly like to go to war with the Dark Fates. Together, Watermaster and Lady Shadow made a deal that they'll exactly assist each other and help each other with their common goals and with their common interests, which could exactly benefit them in many numerous ways, which was exactly part of the deal. And they both gradually shake hands and remark that they are forever associates and also high-ranking associates, and also will be working together in close concept of the new partnership. Excuse me, of the new partnership. On the on the 15th of February, Lady Shadow exactly attended a meeting of the members of the Order of the Five on another ancient and powerful, formidable dark crystal temple, where she exactly told them that the Dark Fates have agreed in order to work with the Order of the Five to assisting them with their goals and with their narratives and with the same narratives and with the common goals and interests. And Dark Light was very quietly pleased that Lady Shadow was the right idea to become the new high-ranking member of the Order of the Five, meaning that her skills can become very quietly infallible and also can quietly become infallible to the group, and also adding her expertise. The Notin Knight exactly also added that in doing so, the dark fates won't exactly wage war or try to exactly stage any attacks, meaning by any words that can exactly prevent an all-out war, and that can still exactly cripple the Shadow Empire's power and also remove the current leader of the Shadow Empire off the throne, meaning Red Bolt, who is a founder and leader of another ancient and powerful secret society of supervillains known as the Dark Order, with the goal of manipulating wars and controlling the universe and controlling the universe and the sacred world in the process to further their own goals, which is currently beginning to wage war with the Star Empire as well. On the 1st of March, Lady Shadow and the rest of the Notin Knight assassins began making their attack on the Four Nation Hunter Council. Juristic on the other worlds, which they were able supposed to do. So they battled against the Universal Monster Heroes, which the battle lasted for about a minute or an hour until the other assassins were happily caught and sentenced straightly into the Astral Prison, while Lady Shadow used the ruckus and the turmoil of the battle in order to escape and also to hide at that time as well. some of the other Naughty Night assassins were ultimately sentenced straightly into the Astro Prison, a prison designed to house powerful, powerful super criminals and super villains and dark druids and powerful dark magic using evil Shadow Empire warlords and deadly, powerful, formidable warlords and criminals and super criminals as well, and rogue evil superheroes. Which there's a dark arc prison, which is also determined to help, which is also determined to help prisoners, which is also exactly capable of housing super criminals and rogue evil heroes, and also the sacred prison as well. But the Astro prison is the more located prison ever sentenced, the most located prison ever sentenced at the time as well. On the 6th of March, Lady Shadow attended a video conference with the members of the Order of the Five, where she reassured them that everything else is quietly going according to plan, the way it's intended to be, without any other dispute or any other distractions, being able to cause any distractions from any other thing, and that their plans are quietly immobile, and that everything else is ready to go on by any means necessary, and that she'll handle the task herself. And Master Shadow was completely pleased and very quietly surprised, meaning that it's time to exactly do the impossible as well. On the on the 15th of March, Lady Shadow met up with a group of dark magic users, telling them that it's time to exactly stage the attack and to begin the preliminary attack against their greatest adversaries, which is exactly what they did. The dark druids and the dark witches and the dark faithful besieged the entire ancient light magical temples. The ancient light magical temples houses powerful light warlocks and witches and druids and light witches and druids and faithful. A war against dark magic users with light magic users waged on and go on. The universal magic heroes were forced to intervene, which is exactly what they did. They prevented an all-out war, managed to decimate some of the dark magic users, taking some of the other dark magic users straightly into custody and sending them straightly into the Astral prison. During at the time on the 16th of March, one dark magic user reported to Lady Shadow that the tactic and planning did not exactly work according to plan the way it's supposed to be. But despite that, Lady Shadow wasn't quietly angry or anything else. In a matter of fact, she was quietly very pleased and very, very happy that everything else is going according to plan, the way it's intended to be, without any other further disruptions or any other plans or any other thing else or any other plans or any other intervention that can exactly get in the way. On the 16th of April, Lady Shadow sat at the ancient temple, at the ancient temple of ruin, at the ancient temple meditating, and also exactly meditating and focusing everything else until she had a strange rumor when one of the Noten Knight assassins exactly told her that Witchcaster is searching for a dark and powerful energy, dark spell ultimate power, which could shift the balance of power gravely. Lady Shadow exactly told the Noten Knight assassin to keep her on the loop and to keep her updating on whatever Witchcaster is doing and whatever the Universal Heroes are exactly doing. Meaning when the time is right, she'll exactly take initiative at that time. On the first of May, Lady Shadow still exactly sat at the temple, when all the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders exactly arrived, telling them that they pledged their loyalty and submission to the Order of the Five, and then in exchange they'll exactly supply them with more powerful and destructive technology as part of the new deal and agreement. And Lady Shadow exactly shook hands with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders until one Shadow Empire warlord commander told her that Shadow Girl is now a current member of the Universal Heroes, and that she's exactly helping the Universal Heroes save worlds and planets as well. Lady Shadow became very quietly disturbed with the news and decided not to exactly inform the members of the Order of the Five, rather to exactly see where all this exactly will go at that time. On the 16th of May, Lady Shadow and the Shadow Empire Warlords commanders began a new operation in stripping down the other Shadow Empire Warlords commanders with their power source in destroying their battleships and battle cruisers by bombing them. And luckily, the intergalactic coalitions were able to intercept the assassins who were quietly on a mission to destroying the battle cruisers and the warships of the Shadow Empire, who were able to intervene in a nick of time and were able to take some of the other Shadow Empire warlords commanders into custody. Shadow Girl exactly confronted her mother, fought against her. When she realized that her mother is quietly overpowering her, she exactly decided in order to create a smoke screen in order to disappear, and Lady Shadow exactly disappeared as well at that time as well. On the 12th of June, On the 12th of June, Lady Shadow exactly met up with Shadow, telling him that their daughter is quietly a member of the Universal Heroes and she's quietly making a huge, remarkable difference. Shadow wasn't exactly quietly surprised or anything else like that when he knew that Shadow Girl would exactly make a new difference of her life and anything else. Meaning that Shadow exactly told Lady Shadow that they could still use that to their advantage and also could become a leverage to the Order of the Five as well. And Lady Shadow was quietly, remarkably pleased. On the first on the 1st of July, Lady Shadow attended a video conference meeting with the members of the Order of the Five, where Master Shadow reassured the members of the Order of the Five that everything else is going according to plan, the way it's intended to be, and everything else has been set into motion. All that needs to happen is that the pawns destroy each other. While in doing so, they'll exactly gather more intelligence and more information in order to crippling the enemy, in order to crippling the enemy's power and control of other worlds. On the first on the 1st of August, the Intergalactic Coalition managed to liberate thousands of worlds and planets from the Shadow Empire's control, crippling the Shadow Empire's control over other worlds and other civilizations. During at that time, Lady Shadow was quietly meditating in her room as one noted night assassin exactly told her of the news, meaning that Red Bolt is quietly losing the war and that his power and control over other worlds and other civilizations is quietly taking a backseat, meaning that it's time for them to exactly use this as a leverage. Lady Shadow exactly attended a video conference with the members of the Order of the Five on the 10th of August, where she exactly was reassured that the plan is quietly going in motion the way it's intended to be, and that the Star Empire and the Shadow Empire that are willing to go to an all-out war for sole control over the sacred universe and over the known universe will exactly place it under the sole control over the Order of the Five, making them the sole rulers of the cosmos as well. On the 1st of September, Lady Shadow exactly met up with Watermaster in secrecy, giving him information, as well as Watermaster exactly gave her information, and everything else is quietly checking out with the new leader of magic, who's recruiting powerful criminals and other powerful associates in order to join his organization. Which he formed his new secret society of supervillains known as the Order of Power, which has a goal and which has one single goal: to exterminate and wipe out the supernaturals and the aliens and the superhumans and the universal heroes out of the way, so they can create a new universe with order and impurity, and in clarity. And Lady Shadow was very quietly proud and very quietly pleased that everything else is going in order the way it's intended to be. Lady Shadow attended a meeting with the members of the Order of the Five on an ancient dark crystal temple on the 10th of September, where she exactly told them about the news and that everything else is quietly going according to plan the way it's intended to be, and that the Universal Prince has formed a secretive and powerful formidable alliance with the Star Prince, meaning that he could exactly work to their favor as well by controlling the rest of the known universe and the rest of the sacred world, and by making sure that the Universal Prince becomes the new Universal King. In doing so, they'll thrust the known universe and humanity into chaos and into destruction, forcing the United Heroes and the Universal Heroes to save humanity and mankind in a process which could exactly benefit them. And Lady Shadow was quietly pleased and very quietly surprised. On the 15th of September, Lady Shadow exactly met up with Shadow, which was able to tell Shadow the news, meaning that everything else is going according to plan the way it's supposed to be, and Shadow was quietly, remarkably surprised and very, very happy that everything else is going the way it's intended to be, without any further interruptions, and that the Universal Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition can still be used as pawns in order to further their own goals and their own mission, and that the Shadow Empire can be crippled and can either be destroyed from within, thanks to the new Lord of Magic, who's exactly reforming and rebuilding his new Shadow Empire within the shadows with the new ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of Power that I previously keep telling you about, and which you'll know exactly one way or another. Despite that, Lady Shadow was very quietly pleased, and so was Shadow, that their plans are quietly now taking place, and that the operation is ready to set to a go, that it's time to manipulate the conflicts and the wars to their advantage in order to decide the fate of humanity and the rest of mankind, and that the Universal Heroes and the Universal Space Heroes and Universal Defending Heroes will be forced to save humanity in the process, which could benefit them in many ways. Despite this, guys, Lady Shadow is very skilled in strategy and in tactician, and also in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, marksmanship, agility, and endurance. She's a powerful, formidable villain. And assassin who has lived for many years, trained by the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders to become the ultimate assassin and the deadliest assassin that ever existed throughout the Sacred World. Despite this, the Four Nation Hunters knows very well that Lady Shadow cannot be underestimated. She's very intelligent, very smart, ruthless, cruel. She fell in love with the former leader of the Shadow Empire, known as Shadow, who, by the way, exactly bore a child known as Shadow Girl, who exactly strayed from the path of darkness in order to go to the path of light, where she didn't exactly believe in her father's goals or in his mission to controlling and ruling the known universe in any other way. But despite this, Lady Shadow is very ruthless as she trained her daughter to become the ultimate warrior and the ultimate assassin, giving her all the skill set and all the martial arts skill set to becoming the wise and greater strategic assassin ever existed throughout the Sacred World. According to the 1400 database, Lady Shadow is very ruthless, cruel, and very, very ambitious with her own goal. She's a high-ranking member of the Order of the Five that decides the fate of humanity and wants to rule and control the known universe and the rest of sacred existence in the process. She believes in the Order of the Five's goals. She believes in the Order of the Five goals and also in their mission and also in the objective to controlling and ruling the rest of the known universe and the rest of the sacred world and in wiping out the Four Nation Hunters and removing the universal heroes and intergalactic coalition out of the way, and also by using them as pawns in order to further their own goals and their own mission as well, and their own mission and their own agenda as well in the process. Despite this, she's very, very smart and very intelligent, not meant to be underestimated and not meant to be taken lightly. The 1400s view Lady Shadow as the dangerous, deadly assassin ever existed, who's a high-ranking member of the Order of the Five and who's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that the Order of the Five's goals come to bear fruit, no matter what. Well, guys, that's exactly it for today. I'll exactly see you tomorrow as well. So enjoy your afternoon and your evening, and also be happy and continue to pursue your dreams. And God bless you all. Take care. Bye.